10 Best Places to Visit in Washington State. One of the best features of the United States is the fact that it covers so many different types of terrains, from sandy beaches and humid swamps in the south to cascading waterfalls and lush green forests in the north to the sweeping plains and deserts in the middle. With so many picturesque spots to see, it could overwhelm anyone. On top of that, every single state has its own set of unique tourist spots that includes both big cities like Manhattan and small historic towns like St. Augustine. With so much to see everywhere, it's easy to have your head spin when trying to shortlist the best spots to visit. Known for its tall peaks, deep valleys, and picturesque lakes, Washington State is no exception. We have researched and collected some of the best places to visit in Washington State that fits everyone's taste. From nature lovers to city dwellers to adrenaline junkies, there's a little something for everyone. So without further ado, let's dive in. Welcome to Road to Adventure. Number 10, Olympic Mountains. To the south of the peninsula, you'll find the Olympics, best known for their glaciated mountaintops, insurmountable passes, and dozens of activities for all the thrill seekers. From kayaking to camping and even hiking to the top of glaciers, there's something for everyone who loves to get their heart pumping. And if you don't know where to start, don't worry, because the park services include visitation centers to help you with everything. Whether it's choosing the right hiking trail for you or advising on the best food. So what are you waiting for? Number 9, North Cascades. The North Cascades National Park is one of the most picturesque spots in all of the Pacific Northwest. It is home to a lot of glaciers, which means the lakes and ponds are some of the cleanest on the planet. With over 500 lakes and ponds formed from glacial melt, it is a haven for anyone looking to go swimming. The only thing is, most of these lakes naturally don't have any fish owing to the altitude and the steepness of the terrain. Although attempts at artificially stocking these lakes have been underway for years now. So if you're down for a dip in some crystal clear water, the North Cascades are definitely worth checking out. Number 8, Mount St. Helens. Mount St. Helens is an active volcano, probably best known for its sudden eruption back in the 80s and the devastating after effects. Before that, it was like the Mount Fiji of America, all smooth slopes and glaciers. However, the mountain lost much of its northern slope after the eruption, turning the peak into a horseshoe-shaped crater and lowering its altitude by about 500 meters. Crazy, right? The mountain also holds cultural significance to the Klickitat and Luit people. They have a bunch of stories and myths about the mountain. The most famous one is their claim that the mountain was the fallen lover of two gods. According to scientists, the next eruption of Mount St. Helens will be even more devastating to the mountain. So you better see it while it's still standing. Number 7, Seattle. The rainy city, most known for its gloomy weather and Pacific Northwest winds, is a vibrant hub of culture and activity. It is for sure a not-to-be-missed stop on your journey if you ever head to Washington. Other than being the birthplace of companies like Amazon and Microsoft, it has a very long history dating back to over 4,000 years and a vibrant music scene dating back to around 100 years. Great musicians such as Jimi Hendrix, Foo Fighters, and Nirvana all started from here. Downtown Seattle is a place any history buff would feel at home in. The coastline also has historical significance, which is where the original 17 settlements were at the time the Europeans arrived. Home to the Boeing Company since the Second World War, Seattle hosts a museum of the history of flight, which will get any aviator's blood pumping. Number 6. The Space Needle. In the Seattle City Center, you'll find the most notable landmark for the Pacific Northwest, the Space Needle. A tower initially built for visitors at the World's Fair of 1962, but is currently serving as an observation tower. It is open to visitors, and you can go up to experience an incredible view of the city and the beautiful forests that surround it. It is definitely a must-see. Number 5. Tacoma Museum of Glass. The Museum of Glass in Tacoma, Washington is an insane 75,000 square feet of pure glass-making goodness. Since its establishment in 2002, it's been home to some of the most significant pieces of glass art in the world. It's also a hub for studio glass training and education. But that's not all Tacoma has to offer. The city is also home to a number of theaters and art galleries with historical significance. 2 of the theaters are even on the National Registry of Historic Places. For a connoisseur of the arts, Tacoma is no less than a haven of culture, with most of its history and culture still alive and thriving. Number 4. Mount Rainier National Park. Just a short drive away from Tacoma is Mount Rainier National Park, home to the biggest glacier in the United States by volume and area. The mountain itself is a towering stratovolcano standing tall at 41,000 meters above sea level. Over 10,000 people attempt to summit this mountain each year with only a 50% success rate. If you're up for a mountaineering challenge, you know where to go. But if you don't, then you can from the plenty of trails surrounding the mountain. These trails wind through subalpine meadows or old-growth forests that stretch for over 90,000 acres. Number 3. Leavenworth Town. Leavenworth is a must-visit town if you want to experience a slice of Bavaria right in the Pacific Northwest. The whole town is modeled after a Bavarian settlement. The Bavarian-inspired architecture makes you feel like you've been transported to an old-world village in the Alps. Despite the modern amenities like wide roads and several parking spaces, the rest of the town surely emulates the same energy as any old German city. It's nestled between mountains on all sides, giving you a stunning backdrop while enjoying all the fun activities like skiing, wine tasting, or a simple stroll. For all the history buffs, there is also a Nutcracker Museum that was established back in the 1960s. It includes a collection of over 5,000 types of nutcrackers dating all the way back from prehistory to modern times. Number 2. Olympic National Park. Previously known as the Mount Olympus National Monument by President Theodore Roosevelt, this park is the biggest wilderness area in the state of Washington. With its mesmerizing valleys and glaciated mountain peaks, it's a place like no other. Situated on the Olympic Peninsula, the park is cut off from the rest of the continental United States. 3 of its sides face the ocean, while the 4th one faces really high mountains. It's amazing to think that some of the species found there can't be found anywhere else in the world. Alpine forests and flower meadows high up in the mountains have an amazing variety of plants, animals, and birds. Along the coastline, you will find stretches of sandy beaches, occasionally replaced by rugged, rocky beaches or forests and undergrowth. Untouched misty forests and primal cedar swamps are not too far away from the coastline. Can you imagine how beautiful the hiking experience in this park would be with so many different trails to choose from and so much beauty to take in? One may find it easy to get there, but very hard to leave. Number 1. Port Townsend. Port Townsend is a charming little harbor town on the Quimper Peninsula at the edge of the Olympic Peninsula, known for its historic architecture and its scenic beauty. This town has something for everyone, be it children, adults, couples, or singles. The most amazing part, however, is the fact that this town has been around for ages, long before Europeans even set foot here. So understandably, it has a lot of historical and cultural significance. The town was first established as a seaport in 1782 and was speculated to become the biggest port in the western United States due to its strategically safe location. Over the years, the town began focusing on a lot of new projects until the economy finally slowed down. They acted smartly at that moment, leaving the finished projects as they were and prioritizing the preservation of the Victorian ornate architecture. Today, the town proudly welcomes its visitors with a sign, "A Victorian Seaport and Arts Community." Apart from the architecture, the town hosts a bunch of different festivals, including the Kinetic Sculpture Race, the Wooden Boat Festival, the Townsend Film Festival, and the Rhododendron Festival. We hope you enjoyed this video and some of the places are on your bucket list now. Let us know in the comment section below which of the 10 best places in Washington State made it to your bucket list. And as always, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button.